Gaslighting is a form of manipulation that can make you doubt your own reality. Have you ever felt manipulated in a way that made you question your judgment? This unsettling experience might be due to what we just mentioned, gaslighting. This term originates from the 1944 classic play and film directed by George Cukor, where a husband misleads his wife into doubting her sanity. In our day-to-day lives, it commonly appears in abusive relationships. The gaslighter, often rooted in personality disorders like narcissism and psychopathy, misleads the victim into questioning their reality, their judgment, even their own feelings. The impact? It can lead to confusion, a loss of confidence, and an unhealthy dependency on the perpetrator. This emotional abuse can even spiral into serious mental health issues. It's a subtle and insidious form of control, often difficult to recognize but crucial to understand. Before we reveal the 8 signs you're being gaslighted, please like this video and subscribe to our channel so we can make more video like this for you. The first sign of gaslighting is persistent lying. Now, lying is a common tool in the gaslighter's arsenal. It's not just the occasional fib or white lie we're talking about here. It's a consistent, relentless barrage of falsehoods, all designed to create a reality that suits the needs of the gaslighter. Imagine a painter, brush in hand, carefully crafting a portrait. Each stroke of the brush, each dab of color, is a lie added to the canvas of your reality. Over time, this portrait becomes so vivid, so detailed, that it's easy to mistake it for the truth. This is the gaslighter's masterpiece, a world of their own making, built on a foundation of deceit. And what does this do to the victim? Well, it erodes their trust, not just in the gaslighter, but in themselves. It's like being in a maze where the walls constantly shift. You can't rely on what you know because what you know is constantly being rewritten. The victim begins to question their own perceptions, their own memories, their own sanity. And that's the goal for the gaslighter. They want to keep you off balance, to keep you guessing, and to keep you dependent on them for your sense of reality. It's a cruel and manipulative tactic, one that can have long-lasting effects on a person's self-esteem and mental health. The key to spotting this sign is in the consistency of the lies. If you notice that someone is constantly feeding you a narrative that doesn't match up with your own experiences or perceptions, that's a red flag. So, if someone's constantly lying to you, it might be a sign of gaslighting. The second sign is discrediting. Gaslighters master the art of discrediting by subtly challenging the memory or sanity of their victims. A gaslighter might say things like, "You're remembering it wrong," or "You're overreacting," or even "You're crazy." This tactic is a potent one. It's like a slow poison that seeps into the victim's mind, causing them to question their own experiences and judgment. Over time, the victim starts doubting their own reality. They begin to wonder if they are indeed misremembering things or overreacting to situations. The gaslighter does this to undermine the victim's confidence in their own perception. It gives the gaslighter control, and it can be incredibly damaging to the victim's self-esteem and mental health. Think about it for a moment. Imagine always doubting your own mind, always questioning your own memory or reactions. It's a deeply unsettling and confusing state to be in. It can lead to feelings of insecurity, anxiety, and even depression. And here's the real kicker. Gaslighters often present themselves as the only reliable source of truth and understanding. They position themselves as the one who really knows what's going on, further entrenching the victim's reliance on them. But remember, you are not alone. Recognizing this sign is a crucial step towards breaking free from the gaslighter's grip. If you find yourself constantly being discredited, your experiences invalidated, your memory questioned, it's essential to seek help. Talk to someone you trust about what you're going through, or reach out to a mental health professional. Remember, your experiences are valid, your feelings are valid, and no one has the right to make you doubt your own reality. If you're constantly being discredited, you might be a victim of gaslighting. The third sign of gaslighting is distracting. Gaslighters are masters at the art of diversion. They cleverly shift focus from their behavior, redirecting attention to something else entirely. Picture this scenario. You confront them about a lie, and they respond by bringing up a completely unrelated issue or perhaps an old mistake of yours. It's a sly tactic, designed to throw you off balance. This diversion creates a fog of confusion. Instead of addressing the issue at hand, you find yourself lost in a maze of unrelated topics. The gaslighter's aim here is twofold. Firstly, to avoid taking responsibility for their actions, and secondly, to make you doubt your thoughts and perceptions. While it's natural for conversations to veer off topic occasionally, consistent distraction is not normal. If you notice this pattern, where your concerns are frequently sidestepped with unrelated issues, it's time to take note. Remember, distractions serve to hide the truth and shift blame. If someone's always redirecting your attention, they might be gaslighting you. The fourth sign of gaslighting is minimizing your feelings. Imagine this. You're expressing your emotions, your concerns, your fears, and the person you're talking to is dismissive, treating your feelings as if they're insignificant or overblown. This is a common tactic used by gaslighters. They belittle your emotions, making you feel as though your reactions are unreasonable or out of proportion. This can cause a great deal of emotional distress and self-doubt. You might start to question your own feelings, wondering if you're being too sensitive or irrational. The gaslighter has effectively shifted the focus from their own behavior to your reaction, making you the problem instead of them. This is a powerful form of manipulation because it can make you question your own judgment and even your sanity. Remember, everyone's feelings are valid and deserve to be acknowledged and respected. If your feelings are constantly minimized, you might be dealing with a gaslighter. The fifth and sixth signs of gaslighting are shifting blame and denying wrongdoing. These are two closely intertwined tactics that gaslighters often use to manipulate their victims. Let's explore the fifth sign first, shifting blame. In a healthy relationship, responsibility for actions is shared and each person can recognize when they are at fault. However, a gaslighter will twist the narrative. They avoid accepting responsibility and instead place blame on the victim. This could be for anything from trivial mishaps to significant issues. The victim, constantly being blamed, may start to believe they are at fault and begin to question their own actions and judgment. This blame shifting is often so subtle and gradual that the victim may not even realize it's happening. They might find themselves apologizing excessively, even when they're not sure what they did wrong. Over time, this can lead to a sense of confusion and guilt, further eroding their self-esteem and self-worth. Now let's move on to the sixth sign, denying wrongdoing. This is another powerful tool in the gaslighter's arsenal. When confronted with their actions, a gaslighter will outright deny any wrongdoing, even in the face of clear evidence. They might say things like, "That never happened," or "You're imagining things." This can create a surreal environment where the victim begins to question their own perception and memory. Denying wrongdoing is not just about lying. It's a calculated move to destabilize the victim's reality, making them more dependent on the gaslighter's version of events. It's an insidious form of control, designed to make the victim doubt their own experiences and trust the gaslighter's narrative instead. In summary, shifting blame and denying wrongdoing are potent methods that gaslighters use to manipulate their victims. They employ these tactics to avoid responsibility, create confusion, and control the narrative. If you're always blamed and your concerns are regularly dismissed, you might be experiencing gaslighting. The seventh and eighth signs of gaslighting are using compassionate words insincerely and rewriting history. Let's explore these signs further. Have you ever encountered an interaction where someone showers you with kind words, praise, and affection, but you can't shake off the feeling that it's not genuine? That's because it might not be. Gaslighters often use compassionate words as a tool for manipulation. They'll say things like, "I care about you so much," or "I only want what's best for you," while undermining your confidence and causing you to question your own reality. For them, these words are not expressions of genuine care or empathy. Instead, they serve as a smokescreen, a way to keep you off balance while they continue their manipulative behavior. It's like a magic trick, a sleight of hand. They distract you with one thing while doing something else entirely. The eighth sign, rewriting history, is a particularly insidious tactic. Gaslighters will reinterpret past events or conversations to fit their narrative, often to the point where you start doubting your own memory. They might insist that something happened in a certain way when you clearly remember it differently. This isn't about having a different perspective or misunderstanding. It's a deliberate attempt to make you question your judgment and memory. By doing this, they're trying to make you rely more on their version of reality and less on your own. It's a power play, a way to make you feel unsure and dependent on them for what's real and what's not. No one has the right to manipulate your perception or make you question your reality. If someone's twisting past events and using kindness as a deceitful tool, they might be gaslighting you. To conclude, gaslighting is a manipulative technique that can lead to serious psychological harm. It's a form of emotional abuse that has deep roots in personality disorders such as narcissism and psychopathy. It's a tactic that makes you question your reality, your judgment, and even your sanity. Let's quickly recap the 8 signs of gaslighting we've discussed. Firstly, persistent lying. This isn't your everyday white lie, but a constant stream of falsehoods designed to distort your perception of truth. Secondly, discrediting. The gaslighter will undermine your credibility, making you doubt your own experiences and memories. Thirdly, distracting. When confronted with their actions, the gaslighter will divert your attention, avoiding accountability. Fourthly, minimizing feelings. Your emotions are trivialized, making you feel like you're overreacting or being too sensitive. Fifthly and sixthly, shifting blame and denying wrongdoing. The gaslighter will never admit their mistakes. Instead, they'll shift the blame onto you, making you feel guilty and confused. Lastly, the 7th and 8th signs, using compassionate words insincerely and rewriting history. The gaslighter will use kindness as a weapon, manipulating you with insincere words of love and concern, and they'll rewrite past events to suit their narrative, causing you to question your memory. Recognizing these signs is critical. Gaslighting can lead to confusion, loss of confidence, and dependency on the perpetrator. If you suspect you're a victim of gaslighting, it's crucial to seek professional help. It's not a sign of weakness, but a step towards regaining control over your life. If you found this video useful, please hit the like button, leave a comment below, and share your experience. Remember, acknowledging the issue is the first step towards recovery.